Welcome to another episode of Show Signs, and today I'm going to show you how to find generational players when you're scouting an MLB the Show franchise. Just before we get into this video, if I could ask you to leave a like or comment down below if it is helpful and subscribe for future content. I've set a goal to try to reach 1,000 subscribers before MLB the Show 26 drops, and I would really appreciate your help getting there. Finding a generational player in MLB the Show is one of the most exciting aspects of the franchise mode. Especially when you're first starting out a new rebuild, and if it's a really bad team and you're looking for players to build around, it is very exciting when you uncover a transformational player like that. Now, in this particular video, I'm going to focus on finding position player generational talents. They are much more common in my experience than pitchers with 99 potential. And I've done countless drafts myself at this point, and I have a pretty good read and some very good ideas and things to look out for you to really increase your chances of finding these types of players. So you've seen I've got this draft class that I've been kind of scrolling through, and some of the things that we're going to look for right away is age. Hans Lentz is the number one player in this class, and he does have a very high potential range, and he might be a great player, but with his age being 22, he's a college player, it is unlikely that he's going to have 99 potential. Typically, you want to look for players that are 18 and sometimes 19, but I would generally say 18-year-old players are most likely to be generational. Okay, how about Devin Bridges here? He is 18, but if you look at his overall and potential range, some red flags for me. His overall going up to a max of 84 is just a little bit too high. Generally, somewhere between 77 and 80 or 81 is the max that you will see for a generational player. So with that in mind, let's look at Manny Espinosa here. He is 18, and his max overall is 81, and importantly, his max potential is 99. So green flags are going off to me before I even look at Manny any further. Okay, so let's click into his profile, and what do we see here? Probably the biggest tip that you will find for me in this video. There's a lot of good information here, but look at his hitting stats, Espinosa. You see how his contact is the highest, and then it sort of descends down from there. Not quite descending, but contact being the highest. None of them are crazy outliers like 99, 99, 99. Look over on the right side at his defense. It's above average, but none of it is at like 99, 99, 99. So that's a green flag for me as well. And it is also descending from fielding down. His speed is quite high, which can sometimes be a red flag, but you have to take into account the context of Espinosa's position. He's a center fielder, typically the faster players. And now let me show you another green flag. The very bottom right, stealing has a minimum of 0. To me, if you see any zeros in somebody's build and that goes just beyond generational players, that can be a green flag because the game is not going to generate somebody with 0. Typically, they're going to generate someone closer to that 32 for stealing, which would mean that Espinosa is going to come in at the higher end of his overall in potential. So let me just reiterate here. Manny Espinosa is 18 years old. He has a max overall of 81 and a max potential of 99. Green flag, green flag, green flag. Giveaway to me is in those hitting stats, descending from contact being the highest and down. The discipline is actually a little bit higher than normal, but I'm still pretty confident here in Manny. Okay, so let's go ahead and scout him and see what he actually looks like as we go through the process. And by the way, make sure you are hiring a good scout. Don't risk losing a generational player because you didn't hire a good scout. My guy here is Lawrence Johnson. You can see he's got 95 efficiency, which anything above 95 is amazing. And then you want to be at least above 90 over on the right side there for position players. If you're looking for a pitcher scout, same kind of thing, high efficiency, but then you would want over 94 pitchers. Okay, so after 1 week of scouting, more green flags for me. What you will find is that generational players, and also just going beyond them if you're looking for gems later in the class too, which maybe I'll make a video about that. But when the first week of scouting, if a player stays right around their draft rank where they were, that is a very good sign. So he was at 10 in the MLB, and now I'm with the Nationals, and his rank is still at 10. And that is very promising to me. He didn't go way down. He didn't go way up. And I'll show you in a minute. I'm getting even more confident now that Manny is going to be generational. So that's what he looks like after 1 week in the scouting process. Let's do another week and we'll check in. And now I can be essentially certain that Manny is going to be generational. He's jumped up from 10th to 2nd. The game still doesn't want to dead give away to you, the player, and make it that easy that he's going to be generational. But having done this a lot, I can tell you that he will be. So let's check in on his build here once again. He's got descending hitting stats that are all above average. None of the speed is like crazy outliers. And again, it's descending from fielding down. I'd say the speed is really for his, typical for his position. If you're going to find a generational catcher or first baseman, they're going to have a lot lower speed and probably some higher power and hitting stats. So this would be enough information for me with experience, but I'm going to keep scouting Espinosa for a third week, even though his scouting progress is at 100%, and I'm going to show you what happens. Okay, so here you go. Let's take a look. 3 weeks scouting Manny Espinosa, and he's actually still ranked second. Don't be alarmed by that. He doesn't necessarily need to be ranked number 1. But now that his potential range has gone to between 84 and 99, and then you see the max overall actually up to 82 is on the higher end for generational players. Sometimes that could be as low as 77 or 78. I think I mentioned that before, and I'll show you some more examples in this video. All right, with this first pick, let's go ahead and select Manny. And after I sign him, I will show you the final build. Okay, we've made it through July on the signing period, and let's take a look, and there you go. Manny Espinosa, as expected, is generational. And if you take a look at his final build here, descending hitting stats for the most part, everything's very well-rounded. The defense is good and also descending from fielding down. You've heard me say this word a lot. This is the biggest giveaway to me. And then I'll just reiterate once again that speed is, for me, a little bit more typical for his position, and I wouldn't glean too much in the fact that he has 99 speed. But I would glean into the fact that his steal is very low, and if you remember when we look back into his profile, that was a green flag for me, the fact that the range was 0 to 32. So we found a generational player, and now I'm going to show you several more examples of me looking for generational players and also looking at some players that you might think are generational but aren't quite going to live up to the billing. Here's another prospect who has the starting overall and potential that we're looking for and 18 years old. But if you look at the build, I would say that this player is probably not going to be generational. After 1 week of scouting, Gehringer's fallen to 27th ranked. And after another week, he's fallen to 33rd. I will just go ahead and finish his profile. And there you go. He is fully scouted. And as you can see, not a very high potential range at the end of the day. How about this one, Les Schultz? He's got 77 as his max overall, 99 as his max potential, and his stats are descending. After a week, he's still ranked similar to where he was before being scouted. And now after one more week, 95% scouted, he has jumped way up to 3rd. And now after finishing his profile, you can see we have got the range that we're looking for, 84 to 99 potential. And there you go, Les Schultz, as I expected, 77 overall with 99 potential. And you take a look at his build, descending hitting stats that are very good starting out, mid to average defensive stats, mid to average speed. He also has 85 durability, which I think every generational player that I found does have about 85 durability, but that is not a attribute that you can scout for, so that would not be a giveaway during the scouting process. All right, what about Mitch Elez? I'm just doing a lot of examples here to give you an idea. 77 max overall, 99 potential, same as the last guy. But you can see that his stats are not quite the same. They're not descending from contact down. The contact is high, the vision and discipline are high, and the power is low. I also see some pretty outlier high stats on the right side over there for fielding and speed. And after just 1 week, he has fallen way down the board. All right, let's try another one just to give you some more examples. This guy is 22, so not typically what I'm looking for if I want to find a generational prospect, left fielder Chris Benitez. Now you can see his build, I do really like it, but I don't think he's going to be generational. And there you go, he's actually far from it. He's still got a good build. He's more of a high floor, medium to high ceiling kind of guy. And in my experience, it's a little bit rarer finding someone who's 21 or 22 that has 99 potential, but if you do find one, they have sometimes very high starting overalls, like 85. And I went ahead and scouted Chris Benitez for 1 more week, and he has fallen even further down the board. I would say this is not typical. Usually these kind of guys, these older players with the higher floor, are actually pretty decent, but in this case, Benitez would not be someone I would want to take in the first round. Fisher Wiley and Fernando Vasquez also have this 99 potential. They are 19 years old. This is a good example of this kind of player build that you'll see. And Vasquez looks like a decent player, but I can pretty much guarantee you he will not have 99 potential. And there you go. I actually scouted Vasquez for 3 weeks just to make sure, and as you can see, 81 to 93 is where his potential range landed, and his overall is also kind of on the lower side. Would be a decent pick in the middle of the first round, but again, we're looking for generational players here. All right, let's keep going through some more examples. I want to make this as thorough as I can for you. How about this? You comment below before you watch this. Do you think Scotty Donnellan is going to be generational? Take a look at his build here. What kind of red flags might there be? He's got the right starting overall. He's got the potential. Are there any green flags here? And if you said that Scotty would not be generational, you are correct. So if you look back at his profile, the red flags were really high defense, too many sort of outlier max potential attributes, as well as not having the typical contact, power, vision, discipline build that we would be looking for. If you got that right, you would probably get it correct with Mark Jones here. Defense is just way too good for a catcher here. He's not going to be generational. How about this one, Charles Ono, who's a first baseman, which typically can have a little bit more power. Ono's a tough one, even for me, and so I'm going to go ahead and scout him, and let's see what he's looking like. After 1 week, green flag here, he has stayed right around his original rank. After 2 weeks now, he's jumped up quite a bit. And after finishing his profile, it does not look like he's going to be quite generational, but he's very, very close, and I'm going to go ahead and draft him to see what he finally looks like. And let me just take this moment to reiterate that the ideas and the thoughts and what you're looking out for from me here in this video are not necessarily concrete rules. They are things to help you consider if a guy is generational. Keep in mind, Charles Ono, he's got kind of a different sort of build, but he's also a first baseman, and sometimes you will see very high potential prospects at first base have a little bit more of a power build and then worse defense and speed than your typical like middle infield or outfield generational player. And here is the big reveal. Charles Ono is not generational. So even me, someone who's done a million drafts at this point, it's still not 100% guaranteed. He's a great player. You would be very happy with picking this guy in the first round. And just so you know, I can't show it because I don't have any clips left, but I have found a first baseman with a build like his who was generational. But just playing the odds, and in my experience, usually you've got to look for those descending hitting stats. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We went through several different examples of generational players and also players that might look generational at first glance but are not going to quite have that build. Please leave a like and comment if this helped you out, and especially let me know if this helps you find a generational player. I've said it before, that is one of the most fun things that you can have happen in your rebuild, so if this helps you to make that happen, that makes me happy, and that's the whole point of making these videos. I want you to enjoy franchise mode and have fun playing it. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.